Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It was the moment fans had been waiting for, praying for, and manifesting since the cracks in the Brown family became gaping canyons, when Kody Brown, the once prideful polygamist patriarch turned emotionally erratic wreck, finally hit his breaking point and did the unthinkable. He threw the divorce letter in Robyn's face, not just literally, but symbolically, spiritually, and explosively. The letter, a bold, cold, and legally blessed piece of paper, marked the end of the last thread binding them together, and the entire Sister Wives universe gasped in collective shock as Kody, red-faced, veins bulging, screamed across their now barren Coyote Pass home, "I'm done being your excuse to feel superior." But what made the moment iconic, unforgettable, and downright soap-worthy was what followed. Meri Brown, once the quiet, long-suffering first wife, unleashed a verbal nuke so raw and hilarious it will be stitched on merch for years to come. "The devil would make a better wife than Robyn," she howled, while standing tall in designer boots and a fresh hairstyle that screamed rebirth. And just when it couldn't get any more deliciously savage, Janelle Brown, detoxed, glowing, and done with everyone's nonsense, literally clapped with full amusement, exclaiming, "Well, I guess hell froze over," as Robyn crumbled into crocodile tears. The silence that followed was louder than any scream. And just like that, the lie of a spiritual union was reduced to ashes on the Arizona dirt. It all started in what was supposed to be a healing meeting, one of Robyn's attempts to host a family circle under the guise of spiritual reconnection. But this wasn't 2012. The wives weren't playing along anymore. Meri showed up late and unbothered. Janelle came wearing a peace, love, and property rights t-shirt. Christine didn't even bother showing up. She was too busy thriving with David Woolley in Utah, probably sipping a mimosa and laughing. Kody arrived with a manila envelope and the wild-eyed look of someone who had finally realized he'd been manipulated by his own fantasy. Robyn, perched on her favorite outdoor patio chair like a delusional queen in exile, began with her usual victim monologue. "I just wanted us to be a family, but none of you tried hard enough, especially you, Kody." Her voice wavered. Her mascara was ready. And that's when it happened. Kody's hand reached into his coat like it was a Wild West shootout, and he whipped out the envelope like a final duel. "You wanted loyalty? Here's your reward," he snarled. "A divorce letter. Not spiritual. Not symbolic. Legal. I'm done." He didn't hand it to her. He threw it, like a dagger aimed directly at her emotional manipulation. It hit the patio table and slid toward her like destiny itself. Robyn gasped as if she had been slapped by a higher power. Her lower lip trembled. She clutched her chest. "You don't mean this," she whispered. "But Kody..." "Oh, Kody meant every word. I wasted a decade defending you. You pitted me against my other wives. You called it love. I call it control." And then Meri stood up. Slowly, dramatically, like a phoenix emerging from the ashes of spiritual abandonment. Her eyes locked on Robyn, and she took one deep, theatrical breath. "You know what, Robyn?" she said, voice laced with years of betrayal, isolation, and dry-bar energy. "I used to think you were just naive, misguided, maybe even overwhelmed. But now? No. Now I see clearly. And I'll say what the rest of us should have said years ago." She paused. The patio grew cold. "The devil," she enunciated like a line from a courtroom drama, "would make a better wife than you." Gasps. Silence. One squirrel ran for cover. Robyn blinked. "How could you say that?" she whimpered. Meri smiled. "Because Satan doesn't fake cry and call it sisterhood." Janelle, leaning on the railing with her Yeti cup, couldn't help it. She clapped. Once, then again, until it turned into a slow, proud applause. "Finally," she said. "Someone said it." Her laughter rang out like freedom. "I mean seriously. I lived in an RV while you had a nanny and a throne room." She turned to Kody and added with deadly calm, "And if you're done with Robyn, I expect my cut of Coyote Pass." In cash. Robyn couldn't believe it. She looked around in disbelief, as if waiting for an ally to pop out from the bushes. But there was no one. Not a single soul left in her corner. The family she helped tear down, either through passivity or planning, was rebuilding itself without her. Kody, once her biggest cheerleader, had finally taken off the blinders. "You didn't want a family," he shouted. "You wanted a kingdom, with you as the queen and the rest of us as pawns. Well, I just took myself off your board." She stood up, indignant. "This is slander," she cried. "I loved this family." Meri scoffed. "You loved the version where you came last and still got the prize." Janelle added, "Girl, you acted like you adopted our kids when in reality, you just filtered the inheritance plan."
Boom.
Roasted. Robyn's face fell. The letter remained unopened. And Kody? He walked away, whispering, "Christine was right." Fans online exploded. Reddit threads ran wild. TikTok remixes of Meri's "The Devil" line racked up millions of views. Janelle's clap got its own meme. And Kody? For once, finally, people weren't laughing at his breakdowns. They were watching a man rise from the manipulative rubble of his own making. A man who realized too late that he lost Meri and Janelle because he let Robyn rewrite the rules of a plural marriage to benefit her monogamous fantasy.
But now?
The spell was broken. And Robyn? She stood frozen in the Arizona sun, mascara running, her power shattered, her title gone. No sister wives. No marriage. No camera filters. Just the cold, hard reality that when the wives united, her reign was over. And this time no healing circle was going to fix it. Sister Wives actress Janelle Brown's relationship with ex-husband Kody Brown turned out to be less than ideal. "When you marry into plural marriage, at least in our faith," she confessed in the TLC show's June 1st one-on-one special, "you are expected to become more than you are." In other words, more unions mean more responsibility. As the husband of Meri Brown, Christine Brown, and Robyn Brown, as well as Janelle, he was expected to make those relationships, all of them, work, the 56-year-old explained. While the marriages were not required to be equal because nothing's ever fair or equal, Janelle stated that it was the patriarch's responsibility to meet the needs of all the different relationships, right? Whatever that looked like. Instead, the father of 18 watched as Christine announced the end of their 25-year marriage in November 2021, followed by Janelle and Meri a year later. Janelle suspected that the gap was caused by Kody's inability to keep his repeated pledges, especially as he spent much of the pandemic holed up with Robyn and their children Dayton Brown, 25, Aurora Brown, 23, Brianna Brown, 21, Solomon Brown, 13, and Ariella Brown, 9. I think he really did, especially during COVID, be like, "I'm just going to shrug this off. You guys don't like each other. I'm tired. You're going to shorten my lifespan if I keep doing this," she told me. All of a sudden, he's like, "I just don't want to do it anymore." He threw this little temper tantrum. And after he stopped stomping his feet, he remembered how his first 3 brides had used theirs to escape. He doesn't embrace the culture. Everybody has left the church, Janelle said of their previous membership in the extreme Mormon group Apostolic United Brethren, but he is a failure as far as what's expected of a man who enters into plural marriage. And she is not his only spouse who has come to this conclusion. In the religion, in the polygamist world, if you've got a guy who 3 of his wives leave, Christine revealed on the June 1st show. And when you see houses where the man has lost all of his women, you say, "Yeah, that's him. That's all him." It's the kind of load that can leave a man feeling as if he's been stabbed in the kidneys. When asked by host Sukanya Krishnan if she thought that was a difficult pill for Kody to swallow, Christine said, "I guess it must be. He had a dream in which everything was beautiful and great. However, instead of accepting the harsh treatment, he blames it on all of us for leaving," Christine observed. "And it's like it was destroyed before we went. Before we left, everything had collapsed." Because, according to Gwendolyn Brown, one of Christine's 6 children with Kody, their relationship was suffering even before the stay-at-home orders were imposed. "I felt like they should have split for a while," the 23-year-old recently admitted to Teen Vogue. "I remember once as a kid, I observed them squabbling, and my first reaction was, I hope they get a divorce. What kid thinks like that? Of course, she isn't the only Sister Wives star who is telling the truth. Find out what the rest of the TLC show's ensemble has to say about their legendary family. Meri Brown claimed that Kody Brown gave her hope for their marriage. Kody Brown insisted he was ready to divorce his first wife, Meri Brown, soon after their 1990 vows, but he led me to believe that he would work on things by saying, "Oh, Meri, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us," Meri shared in the September 15th premiere, referring to their 2018 move. He's been doing this for a long time. Her main problem, she stated, was his lack of communication and how he really felt and what he really wanted or what he really didn't want, and the story that he's been telling for all these years. While Kody admitted that there were mixed messages, it was mainly because once he began working on things, I was like, why would I do this? I wouldn't court or date her right now, he said. Regardless, Meri's friends were ecstatic when she finally pulled the plug in early 2023. They're like, okay, we're here for you and we'll support you. And it's about damn time, she confessed. With her blinders off, she now believes he had been attempting to get her to walk away for years by pretending he didn't love her. Because if he can push me out and I leave, he's not the bad person because he didn't walk away. Kody Brown planned to sell Coyote Pass. Years after the family purchased the 14-acre plot of land they planned to build on in Flagstaff, Arizona, Kody admitted in the season premiere that he was ready to let the dream wither. Unable to build without paying the full $820,000 price tag, which the family reportedly did in 2023, he told remaining wife Robyn Brown, "I'd almost rather scrap it or sell it and then just start over somewhere else." "I can't talk about that," Robyn exclaimed. "That is so not where I'm at." Janelle Brown left Kody Brown for this reason. While second wife Janelle Brown previously stated to E! News, "We just kind of started to grow apart. It was Kody's shortcomings as a parent to numerous of their children that drove her away. The big spark for me was when his relationship broke down with my children and he didn't seem like he would move heaven and earth to fix it," explained the mom to Logan Brown, Madison Brown Brush, Hunter Brown, Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savannah Brown. "And I thought, okay, that was what was really holding me here." Even after Kody mentioned reconciliation on the November 3rd broadcast, Janelle refused to consider it. "I don't know how I would ever reconcile with him and have him not have a relationship with my kids," she said. "No, I'm going to always choose my kids." Kody Brown claims that he has been excommunicated from his own family. That was Kody's excuse for not working more to mend the rifts he was experiencing with several of his older children. "I don't fit in the family anymore," he griped in the September 15th episode. Noting that he was still fully married to Robyn and parenting their 5 children together, Dayton Brown, Aurora Brown, Brianna Brown, Solomon Brown, and Ariella Brown, he added, "And then I have some relationship with some of the other kids, but it's infrequent. So what do I do with all of this? It doesn't feel like a family." Robyn and Kody Brown's marriage was on shaky ground. Despite being completely monogamous for the first time in their 14-year marriage, "We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage," Robyn admitted in the season 19 opener. "It's been tough between us." He's not sure who to blame, himself or one of the other women. "Kody is experiencing a lot of rejection, and I believe he is staring at me, wondering if I will reject him as well. As a result," she said, "I am on my toes. I have to constantly ensure that he is not destroying our relationship." The most difficult aspect, she summed, was that there is no resource to help with the thought that I am still married to a man who is going through divorces. Meanwhile, Kody was having a confidence issue, saying, "I can't look myself in the mirror and say, hey dude, I love you." Robyn found it tough to watch her former sister wives welcome their new period. "They're all moving on," she said in the October 27 show. "I feel like the idiot that got left behind." Madison Brush isn't speaking with her father. Add Madison, Janelle's eldest daughter, to the list of children Kody does not have a relationship with. "I know Maddie hasn't had any conversations with her father," Janelle said during the premiere. "He has not phoned, she has not called him, and she has no relationship with Robyn. She has basically cast them both off." According to Janelle, The issue is Kody's infrequent interaction with Maddie's children, Axel, Evangeline, and Josephine. She doesn't really want him to have any contact unless he can commit. As a result, Janelle claimed on September 22nd that Kody did sort of cut off communication with Maddie and her husband Caleb Brush, whose sister married Kody's brother, when the families started to really dissolve. With Kody not visiting or calling, Maddie has been mama bear to the extreme, as Janelle noted. Robyn noted that she has urged Kody to reach out and make atonement, but added, "I believe the children should do the same." For the time being, Kody does not appear to be willing to repair the rift, stating that every time he spoke with his daughter, it was a fish for gossip and I got tired of it. Kody Brown once said he never loved Meri Brown. Love is supposed to be multiplied, not erased, and Kody acknowledges he did just that with his past claims that he never loved his ex-wives. "It's more like a knee-jerk reaction," he said during the June 15th one-on-one special, claiming he was suffering from their trashing of him. "I was deep in the throes of reactionary vitriol for the past 3 years. Which is why, he claimed, he intimated to Meri that he had never truly loved her as they were celebrating their anniversary together. Meri insisted on knowing he loved her while relating the incident to a friend in a September 2024 episode. But if he hadn't, Leon Brown's mother inquired in a confessional, why did he even propose? When a single young guy finds a single young woman, why would he choose to marry her and merely reinforce and impose love on her if he does not love her? How cruel is that, she asked, to choose me out of a crowd and say, I chose you to try to force myself to love for the next 32 years. Kody replied in his own confessional, oh, Meri has her little accusations now. However, he said that they never had a honeymoon. This marriage was on the rocks the entire marriage, he insisted in the October 20th episode. And how would I know? I had far better relationships with Janelle, Christine, and Robyn. But he stayed out of fear, remarking, leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives. Janelle Brown has threatened legal action against Kody Brown. Though she wasn't sure if she wanted to construct on Coyote Pass or sell it, Janelle said the first step was to pay off the Arizona property. And, with Kody refusing to speak with her about the problem, I think I'm going to have to lawyer up, she confessed to former sister wife Christine Brown on the September 22nd episode. Because I think that's the only way I'll ever get any kind of decision out of him. And Janelle explained that without a legal marriage with Kody, I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Kody's stuff. She added, it's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's very complicated because there is no legal marriage. Kody Brown allegedly shared private information with his other wives. Kody's rationale for not speaking with Janelle about their Arizona property was because he no longer trusted her. We will pay off the property when the time comes, he stated in a confessional on the September 22nd show, and I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family. In her own interview, Janelle admitted to calling the pot black. He leaks like a sieve, she was describing. He told me stuff about his other relationships and his other wives that I was like, I don't think you're supposed to be telling me that. Robyn Brown's home was paid for with family money. When the family's love continued to grow rather than divide, they would pool their money into a single pot. We would use all of our resources to help one person, and then we would all come together to support the other person, Janelle explained on the September 22nd show. That was how it always worked until about 10 years ago. And now it's all about my estate, and everyone should have their own. So when Robyn needed a home in Arizona, they all chipped in to buy her $1.65 million 5-bedroom estate, which went up for sale in August. According to Robyn, the intention was for it to be an asset for the family, but when Janelle suggested that they all put their names on the mortgage, she was rebuffed. Kody was like, no, we need to protect Robyn's estate, Janelle recalled. So now that she's extricating herself from the family, she'd like her portion of the Coyote Pass proceeds, and I'd like to recoup some of the money I put into Robyn's house. However, that could be a difficult sell. We were working together for so long, said Robyn. With Janelle alleging she owes them money, Robyn continued. It's like, how can you calculate? How do you figure this out? It's extremely confusing. Janelle Brown questioned Kody Brown's handling of the family's finances. Janelle expressed concern over the family's failure to pay off Coyote Pass, alleging that Kody claimed to have all these other debts. Despite this, she has seen him acquire other assets such as trailers and home decor. "I see all the art on their walls," she said about Robyn and Kody's home. "And that's fine. I have money and have spent it on things as well." Kody, for his part, indicated that much of his money was spent on cars, basically had a fleet, and kids' insurance.